Hi, this is Sebastien Braxton, and welcome back to our series on professional speaking. This is episode number 3. We're still breaking down content. Now, going back to that egg illustration, we talked about how the yolk is the idea and the egg white is the speaker, encapsulating that, but it's the shell that holds it all together, and that is the audience. You can't say that this is public speaking if there is no public. You're just a person with an idea talking to yourself. You should probably get that looked at, but otherwise, maybe you're just thinking about it, but that's not public speaking. The whole idea is there has to be an audience. Now, this component we call pathos. So we went from the logos, which is the idea, and the ethos, which is your credibility, but the pathos, this is the component where the audience comes in. The psychology of public speaking teaches us that through the ongoing interaction between the speaker and the audience, that there is an influence going on that influences each one either for the success or the failure of this entire event. In other words, the audience is influencing you as a speaker, but you are also influencing the audience. And that relational component is what we call pathos. It teaches us as public speakers that we have to imagine that we're not speaking to mannequins or straw figures, right? These are people with hearts. These are people with lives. And think about every time you go to listen to someone speak, what are you interested in? You don't want to listen to somebody who has a great idea, great credibility, but there's like no life, no emotion in this presentation. There's no connection with your everyday life. And you're like, when can I die? When can my bladder cue me? Time to go to the bathroom and get a break from this boring situation that I'm in right now. Boredom is what leads to people on their phones. And guess what? There's no way to kill a speaker's whole confidence than to see you look down at your phone and start click, 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 and they're thinking, oh no, I'm losing them. Well, the truth is you may be losing them, and that is not going to be because of your idea. It's not necessarily going to be because of your credibility, but more than likely it's going to be the pathos. Now, how do we develop this pathos, and what exactly are we talking about here? We're dealing with the sense of an audience analysis. Now, that audience analysis means you got to take time to think about your audience, who they are. We call this demographics and psychographics. So think about the idea of their age, right? Are you talking to an older audience or a young audience? Also think about their gender prominence. Is this mostly a female audience or is this mostly a male audience? Also think about the fact, are there people here who are of different sexual orientations, right? LGBTQ plus community. You also have to be sensitive in your illustrations and what you're sharing, because a big thing as a speaker that also establishes your ethos is that you thought about the audience before you said what you said. And you took in consideration in your illustrations who is in your audience and how to speak to them directly. Also think about their unique desires, their unique journey of how they got to where they are, their professional needs. Are these doctors? Are these lawyers? Or what are they? Regardless of the fact, as you analyze your audience, get a better grasp of them, allow that to shape your presentation. And that way you're going to develop something that's not just a good talk, but it's going to be something that speaks directly to the audience that you are addressing. Stay tuned as we move into the second canon of rhetoric and persuasive speaking, which we're going to deal with sermon or presentation design. How do you design your presentation to make it stick with your audience? Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it.